I will now open the public speaking portion of the meeting. Anyone wishing to address City Council may do so at this time.
I have a few words to say.
Sure. Would you step to the podium, sir, and provide your name and address?
My name is Carl Schiffbauer. My wife and I live at 137 West Jersey Street, Department A in Apple, number 8.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Elizabeth City Council, as you must be aware of by now, a speeding private vehicle slammed into a fuel tanker this past morning, causing it to explode and burn on Route 109 near the Bayway Circle. It is indeed fortunate that the fire did not spread to nearby buildings. In my neighborhood, it's not uncommon to hear one or more automobiles race down West Jersey Street approximately 4 a.m. in the morning or so. I contacted the police and asked them to patrol the area now and then about that time in the morning. They told me to call them when I hear it again and I should complain at that time. That is fine. Yeah, right. But by the time a police unit can arrive, the offenders are long gone. So I thought I would state my case here. Please consider the situation and see if you can arrive at some solution to address the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And you are absolutely right. That was a very unfortunate incident that took place this morning. Someone's life was lost crashing into a tanker and caused a lot of disruption to all the travelers in and around the city of Elizabeth. So, thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council and may do so at this time? Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Greg Dozier. I currently live at 135 Acton Street, Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yes.
I'm here to let the council know that it's critical that we get the survey and analysis, 5th Ward, so we better, not only this ward, but Elizabeth as a whole. We're trying to take the kids off the street, give them jobs, help to build this community up. So I think it's very critical that we get this done.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council may do so at this time?
Good evening. I'm Patricia Jelly. I am organizer with the Elizabeth Education Organizing Committee, which is an independent group. We are part of the state organization called the statewide EOC. And we are also part of a coalition called the Elizabeth Coalition for Educational Accountability. Our offices are at 1209 Chestnut Street, which is St. Elizabeth's Episcopal Church. We're here tonight in order to make public the fact that on next Thursday, which is February 2nd, we are having a town meeting in which we have invited the superintendent and the Elizabeth board to hear the concerns of our citizens, particularly our parents, about the Elizabeth public education system. And some of the concerns which are relevant certainly here, and I would just like to say that we sincerely appreciate that the City Council puts the public response before your meeting. As you all know, at the Elizabeth School Board, the public response often does not take place until 10 o'clock, 10:30. Because first of all, you have entertainment by the children, which is wonderful, but that should be on another night. Then you have awards, which also could be on another night. Then your meeting, and then often since 10 o'clock. So parents with smaller children certainly cannot, stay until 10 or 10:30. But some of the other issues that we are addressing is class size, which there's big differences between the lottery schools, the gifted and talented, and all of the rest of the schools in Elizabeth. and as well as the 160 credits, which is required for graduation. And that is wonderful for some students. For many students, it's a point of discouragement. And where you have school districts around Elizabeth that only require 120, we wonder whether, again, requirement should be 160 for every student. These are just some of the issues in which we will address and will hear the concerns from the parents about whatever the issues are. But I thank you very much for the opportunity to state that today.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate your concern and your effort. If you have any information that you can share with our city clerk, be more than happy to share it.
Mr. President, may I just ask Ms. Jelly one question?
Yes,
Regarding
yes.
the time of the town hall meeting?
Yes, the time of the town hall meeting is 6:30. We will begin definitely by 7 o'clock, and it's going to be at Mount Heman Baptist Church on Madison Avenue. We do have flyers here, and I will give it to the clerk.
Thank
So
you.
please, your roll, obviously roll call.
Thank you once again.
Would you mind giving us a few extra copies of the flyers?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Is there anyone else present?
Mr. President,
City Council at this time.
Mr. President, I think it would be wise if you would suggest to the young lady to report to the Board of Education meeting and issue those concerns to the Board of Education commissioners. I'm sure that she will have better results than that as a City Council.
Thank you. Thank you, Council. Is there anyone else that would like to address City Council at this time?
Yes, good evening. My name is Jose Rodriguez. I live at 618 Jackson Avenue. First off, I want to congratulate you, Mr. Gonzalez, for your appointment as president. I just want to say about the Board of Education voting for moving the election to November. I want to applaud them. It will obviously save the district money and also bring out more voters to the Board of Education election. The only concern I really have is not just in the current Board of Education that's now, but in the future, is that once I'm not sure if everyone, well, I'm sure the City Council knows, but once the election moves to November, the Board of Education is now allowed to raise the tax levy by 2%. Without it going to vote, without the voters in the city of Elizabeth being able to vote on the budget. So now they, not just this Board of Ed, but even in the future Board of Education, now they can pretty much raise the tax levy 2% every year without without people voting on it. What I have a concern on that is, and I'll let the Board of Education know on February 16th also, is hopefully they can pledge to us, the citizens, the taxpayers of Elizabeth, not to raise the tax levy 2%. If they could continue to keep it at 0%, that would obviously be appreciated. Also, in the law, the 2% tax levy does not include benefits to the workers, which means that it does not include any salary raises or any health benefit raises, which is good because the health benefits are obviously not within the Board of Education's control. But so like I said, I'm just voicing my concerns here, and I will voice them again at the Board of Ed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council at this time?
Good evening. My name is Shakira Hunter. I'm a group leader in Scout Troop 11, and this is Leslie Swaggerty. She's Girl Scout Troop group leader for multi-levels. We're out of Silent Hope Presbyterian Church, and we're just here asking that our community be part of the Rutgers survey that's coming up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wishing to address City Council at this time?
Yes, good evening. My name is Maria DeRossi, 24 Franklin Street. I have a comment for Mr. Mazza. You're absolutely right. We should go to the Board of Education and express our own concerns. But, when you come out at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, because you have rules that they implemented, it's not fair that the parents have to stay over there, listening to the song and dance that they have. So we do have to use the City Council to get our points across. Now, if the Board of Education would be so kind to do that at the City Council level, do the president leaders and then hear the public speak it and then do their propaganda, that's acceptable. But you know, we have parents that work, that have to go home and feed their kids, get their kids' homework, because if the homework's not done, then it's the parents' fault that the kids are failing, because the Board of Education doesn't want to take, you know, responsibility. But when parents are there at 10, 11 o'clock at night, it's pretty hard to do. So we come up here to use the city council, that's because it's at a reasonable time, and these parents do have the right to express themselves, and the community leaders want to come out and do something about the education of Elizabeth. Who are you to say that we cannot do it? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else wishing to address city council at this time?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Congratulations to Mr. Gonzalez, I believe the first person of Puerto Rican descent to hold city council president. Is that correct?
No, I believe not. I believe Councilman Allen was the first.
Well, in any case, congratulations to you.
Thank you nonetheless.
For the record, my name is Carlos Trujillo. I live at 116 Fulton Street in the great city of Elizabeth. I'm currently a commissioner on the Elizabeth Board of Education. If you'd like me to sit down with you so I can hear all the complaints, I'm more than happy to. I thought I was at a board ed meeting for a minute there. When people come here and complain about things that are wrong with the city, I'm not going to do that. I didn't come here to embarrass anyone. I just actually happened to be passing by and saw the lights on. I want to congratulate Mr. Grova for his wanting to run for city council at large, and Mr. Jackas for 8 years of service. Congratulations. I do have a few concerns, and they're minor concerns. I'm sure you guys can address this. Driving around the city, I can't help but notice the amount of lights that are out. As the evening approaches this time of year, earlier and earlier, 5 o'clock, it becomes very dark. And I've noticed there's a lot of areas where light needs to be fixed. I don't know if it's PSEG or just the economy. But I'd like to see that addressed if at all possible. For the record, I am aware that the Elizabeth Board of Education moved the election. I don't think that any governing body should be afraid at any time of the people. It shouldn't run away from the voters. Moving the election to November not only will save money, it would allow us and the public to speak. If there are true concerns, our record will be on the line, and people will have opportunity, more people, to come out and vote. I've always been an advocate of the public participating in elections. I really do believe that it's sad that we are able to manage a $500 billion budget, and such a small portion of the community takes any interest in public education. So by doing that, I congratulate my colleagues for having the courage to put it on the ballot then, and hopefully more people will come out and support public education in the city of Elizabeth. And I hope that the city council will work with us in moving that forward. I can tell you that looking around the room here, for the most part, I have a very amicable relationship with most of them. Okay? I've been elected to office for 5 years now. And I don't think at any moment or any time anyone here has been unable to approach me. If you have been unable to approach me, it's by your own doing and your own will. I've always extended an open hand, outstretched hand to work with you. Although I don't agree with all your policies at times, I do respect each and every one of you in your position. You have a constituency that you and I often share. So I plead to you that we put the rhetoric aside, and moving forward, we commit to working together to make real resolutions, addressing real concerns. Often I hear you're concerned about the children's welfare on the streets. So are we. As a commissioner and a father of 2 small children, I'm concerned for my children's future in the city of Elizabeth. So again, at any time, at any would like to, I see that maybe you're not also interested in maybe working with me, but the offer still stands. I am willing to come here and work with each and any one of you if it's for betterment of the city of Elizabeth. Okay? I am also concerned in the staffing levels in the Elizabeth Police Department. Now, I don't blame anyone here for that. I understand the economy.
Mr. Trujillo, if you please just get...
Absolutely.
We have 5 minutes.
That's fine, I understand. My apologies. But I am concerned about this, Mr. President. Okay, I know through attrition we lost a lot of police officers, senior staff police officers in the city. And we are operating with a record low amount of police officers. I know there was a class that we just went through, but that just isn't enough. Now, I know this costs money to do, and I'm not ignorant to that fact, but it doesn't negate the fact that we need it. And this governing body has a responsibility to citizens of Elizabeth to make sure that we're protected and served. So I hope that you'll take that into consideration and try to find a way to find the money necessary to continue to hire police officers to bring our staffing levels at levels. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Thank you, times, gentlemen, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman.
just one note. If the commissioner would be so kind as to go back to his governing body, and he heard some of the concerns of the residents tonight regarding the way the Board of Ed run their meeting. And if the commissioner would be so kind as to go back to his governing body and ask them, at the request of the residents here in the city of Elizabeth, to allow for the public speaking portion to be first, instead of allowing that public speaking portion to be at 10 or 11 p.m., I think that would serve the public well. In addition to that, one of my residents, the constituents, told me that they have to put their name on a list prior to speaking. And I don't know what that is about, Mr. President. I don't know if that's a form of censorship, or I don't know, because I haven't gone to the Board of Ed meetings. But residents have concerned about the fact that they must, I don't know if it's true, Mr. Trujillo, or not, that they have to register in advance before they speak. And here in the city of Elizabeth, I know at this August body, we try definitely to let democracy be free. Anyone can come up, speak about any issue. There's no censorship in terms of having them to give their name in advance before they speak. So I don't know if you can work with your commissioners, and maybe you heard the will of the people, and it's a small segment, but they speak for a large amount of people who would love to come to the Board of Ed meetings and talk about concerns and issues that affect the general populace of the student body. But to wait to 10 and 11 o'clock at night, sometimes it just puts the public at a disadvantage. We thank you for coming to our meeting, and we welcome you at any and all times. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else that wishes to address City Council at this time?
Troy Hudson, 627 Caution, and Community Peace, Power, Love, and Embrace organization. I'm here to support the survey done in the 5th Ward, and we really needed to help other communities in our area to grow. And I also like to thank the council, all the council, this council right here, for doing a wonderful job, for coming out into the community. So I applaud you. That's what we also need, even though it's not a Board of Education meeting, but that's what we need from the Board of Education. We need them to stop being afraid of our community and come out into the community like you all do. So we applaud you. Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council at this time? Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council at this time? Seeing none, I close the public speaking portion of the meeting.